Most people hate paying taxes. They want to pay the least they possibly can legally. A lot of times they will avoid it illegally as well. It is all the service you're getting and the taxes you're paying are usually disconnected in the citizen's mind, the taxpayer's mind. It is hard when the money goes into a general budget. Then politicians separate that money into different departments. So it's disconnected. So I want to solve some of these problems with some reforms. A citizen's ability to affect the services is very limited. Yes, they get to vote, but that is usually not very effective in changing the system. You only have one monopolized system, and one person, even if they win, has a hard time making that much of an effect. So let's keep on going. Tax rates. A tax is an extra cost in making a trade. So if you're trading one thing for another, let's say chickens for corn, somebody has to give up a certain amount. Let's say they get 10 and 10, 10 chickens for 10 ears of corn. You have to give up a certain amount of chickens to the government. So you give up 10 corn and you get 8 chickens because the government is taking 20% of it, 20% of the chicken. And the other person only gets 10 ears of corn or bushels of corn, probably makes it more relatable for chickens versus corn. So the government gets 20%. So you have to give up 10, you get 8 in return. That's what a tax rate is. So it creates a disincentive to do the trade. When you do a trade, there's usually an overlap in agreeable prices. Let's say there's 10, 20%, 30% change it. Overlap. Now, one person's obviously going to win there. It's probably going to come in somewhere in the middle. But when the government takes 10, 20, 30%, sometimes 40 or 50%, that disincentive creates a situation where the trade is no longer worth it. You're going to grow your own corn, or you're going to grow your own chicken, raise your own chicken. So let's keep on going, but that's what tax rates are. So if it's disconnected from the services you're getting, you're not paying for it directly, you're going to get the services anyway because it's such a general budget, it's disconnected in your head. Let's keep on going. So there are reforms for, these reforms first separate government authority into 30 sectors. So you're going to separate in 30 sectors already with separate executive, legislative, and judicial branches per sector. No one person will be in charge of more than one sector. Then in each of the sectors, a citizen selects from 12 different governments. So that's huge. Each charges for services directly. Some will charge more and give more services. Some will charge less and get less services. Each government has to make sure certain things are done. So there is a minimum. But if you want to go more, you can go more. You want to go socialist, you can get in one with that socialist, but they can only collect money, taxes from their members. So only people who choose to go into it. Here are the 30 sectors. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. You can pause and see if you can zoom in on that if you wish, but it's all on my website, easy to see. Most of my videos I'm going to go into more in depth into each one of these. But you see that you can charge for your police services or your healthcare governance. You can charge for your own education. You can charge for your own environmental studies and environmental regulations and the like. Charge for your own roads and a lot of things in there. Family law courts. You can charge for your own, how you want to do that. So that's a major effect of the Haley 2024 competitive governance reforms. So let's keep on going. Since each service is selected by the citizen, and the associated cost is realized with the quality of service. So that's highly important. You are paying for services. If you want to pay more, you get more services. You want to pay less, you get less services. You get less services, you're going to probably have to do those things in the free enterprise system, or you're not going to get the services. Now, there are certain minimums though. The disincentive of the tax is reduced when you are seeing directly what you're getting. When you'll pay more at the grocery store if you want to buy steaks versus chicken, that kind of thing. Let's keep on going. People will pay more for better services with greater access and more responsive to the issues. So to be more responsive to the issues, you have to hire more personnel, more staff, which means you have to pay for those things. That means more taxes. Now the disincentive of taxes has changed to paying for services with alternatives. So if you want to pay the least you possibly can, you might wait in line at the DMV a little bit longer. Somebody with that pays a bit more staff, more locations, maybe make appointments and the like, so you're not out of 3-4 hours sitting at the DMV. So if you want to pay for it, you can. Okay, a lot more to see at Haley2024.org. Until the next video.